Chapter 8. Dropping her whole doll to the floor, Kat frowns watching as Digby moves another box to the growing pile in the corner. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Oh hey. He looks up and smiles. I told you I'd move the boxes out of the spare room and I have. It's all yours now. Okay. Well thanks, but I think you'll find you'll be moving them back by the end of the week, once Darius gets his way. She smiles. We'll see. Stopping with the boxes, he turns around and looks at her. So, where have you been? Oh, I just went to Ozzy's to check on Ellen. She's doing much better today. And she said she's going home to her parents. Oz has some story he cooked up to tell them. You know you did good, help pin her, and I know Oz is really grateful. He grins, kissing her cheek. Look, I'm gonna take a shower, but what do you say we go out and get something to eat? My shout for what you did. Thank you. Okay. Sure, why not? She smiles. But hey, it's just food, nothing else. Okay. Nothing else? Sure. Scout's honor. She laughs, watching him salute, and she chuckles at the thought of him in a Boy Scout uniform. He smiles, watching her. Then, deliberately, he strips off his shirt, pulling it up over his head without undoing the buttons. He's teasing her. So you want to join me in there? Closing her eyes so she doesn't have to look at that bare chest, she momentarily considers his offer. No. Now go, she says, trying to ignore him. Then he turns and drops his pants, revealing he's wearing no underwear. Oh, God. Her womb groans, staring at his fit, firm ass, his back toned, tanned, and strong. She'd kill to join him in the shower, but she's made a promise to herself. She won't touch him again, at least not until she makes the team. Thankfully, her thoughts are interrupted by a knock at the door. Hey, don't worry, she says. I'll get it. She opens the door and she's surprised to see the short redhead girl from when she first arrived. Oh hey, I'm Rosie. She frowns, wondering if she's remembered her name. Hiya, is Diggs here? We were supposed to be meeting up later, but I need to talk to him. It's kinda important. Oh yeah, sure. Come in. He's just in the shower. Kat smiles, looking the young redhead over. She's dressed in a tight black vest which schemes her curvaceous waist and large breasts, small cut-off jean shorts and black leather cowboy boots. Kat keeps staring as Rosie nervously fiddles with the strap on her purse. Finally, Kat asks, you want something to drink while you wait? No thanks. Rosie smiles and Kat can see her anxiety. You sure? Juice, water, anything? Okay, I'm juice. Yeah, juice would be good. Thank you, ma'am. She smiles sweetly. Kat can't help but notice how polite and respectful she is. There's a weird kind of aura around the girl. Kat can sense it. Rosie feels uncomfortable. Kat's everything she's not. Tall, strong, dominant. And the atmosphere between them makes her feel anxious. She fiddles with her bag, nervously smiling while Kat pours her a large glass of cold orange juice. So you live in here with Diggs now? Rosie asks. What? Oh, well actually yes, but not like that. We're not, you know, together. It's just somewhere for me to stay until I get somewhere of my own. It's just temporary. You work with him? She grins, tipping her cute little face to one side, waiting for an answer. Rosie knows Digby's a soldier. She also knows he disappears for days because of his work. But that's about all she knows or understands, and being truthful, she's not really interested beyond that. Digby's a good-looking guy that she loves to fuck. End of story. Yeah, kind of. Kat smiles, cautious in her reply, uncertain how much this girl knows about what Digby does. I'm a doctor, she says, thinking that may be sufficient to explain why she's there. So you fucking him? What? Kat chokes. The directness of the question takes her by surprise, and she's not sure how to respond. Should she tell the truth or choose the less hurtful response, a lie? Her smile drops and she takes a deep breath. She answers, no, we're not, no. Kat swallows, stuttering, anxious about the lie she's told. Are they fucking? No. Did they fuck? Yes. It's the only way to justify it. Rosie, could I say something? Sure, honey. You can say whatever you want. I'm listening to. You do know you don't have to do this? What I mean is this thing about having a baby with Digby. You're young and you don't need to get tied down to someone like him, not at your age. You'll have plenty of time for babies in the future. There really is no rush. But I want to have a baby and Diggs is gonna give me one. Hey, I won't get an offer like this every day. Especially not if he and you, well, you know, become a couple. I told you there's nothing between us. Sure, it's fine you want a baby, I totally get that. For some women it's a priority. But why don't you wait? Find someone who can be there for you and the baby. Digby, well, he's not that kind of guy. He's not fatherhood material, despite what he might promise you. I don't need him to be there for me. And anyway, it's just meant to be this way. She smiles sweetly. Are you jealous? Because you know I can't compete with you. What? Kat frowns confused. No, I'm not jealous. I told you there's nothing between us. It's just, she sighs. Do you really want a baby with Digby, or is he pushing you into it? I mean, for God's sake, how old are you? And what are your parents going to say? I'm sure they won't be happy about this. They'll have to provide support for you to bring up a baby. Rosie frowns and becomes irritated. Her tone becomes more assertive, feeling as though she needs to defend her choices. Hey, I'll have you know my parents are thrilled. They couldn't be happier the fact that Diggs agreed to do this with me for my family, and that they're going to be getting a grandbaby. So, with all due respect to you, she suddenly becomes mindful of her words and keeps it polite. Keep your nose out. Really? Wait, you're saying your parents are okay with this? Kat doesn't understand, but there's no time for further questioning as Digby, having finished his shower, rejoins them. Both women's eyes light up as they look at him, only a small towel wrapped around his waist. His hands above his head, his tone-damp chest is on display. As he dries his hair, he frowns with concern. Watching the pair of them, he can sense an atmosphere. Ladies, something going on here? No, we're fine. Kat grins, sipping from her glass of juice. She's just trying to talk me out of having a baby with you. She's what? He frowns, annoyed. To Kat he says, you are? And why would you do that? No, it's not that. I just think she's too young. A baby with you? Seriously? This could ruin her life, limit her potential. I mean, she could go to college or anything. A baby would tie her down. I just don't think you've both thought this through. And why do you think that's any of your damn business? I didn't. That's not how I meant it. I just think she has options. Options? Are you fucking serious? No, the options are you stay out of things that don't concern you. What Rosie does, it's her choice, her business, not yours. He's become aggressive and angry. His blue eyes glare defensively. Kat's not scared, but she takes a deep breath as she stares back at him. Look, all I was saying is she has plenty of time for a baby. She doesn't need to do this right now, and definitely not with you. I mean, come on, you're hardly around much and not exactly what I would call good father material, are you? Hey, take that back. I'll have you know I take care of all my kids. I send money every month, and for birthdays, Christmas, college fees. My kids, they don't go without. That's what I'm here for, to provide. Their mothers take good care of them too. Whilst Kat doesn't get his dated views on raising children, what takes her most by surprise is that he already has them. Oh yeah. Rosie interrupts. Now standing next to Digby, her hands on his chest tucked up close under his arm. She looks tiny compared to his taller, much bigger body, but strangely there's something about her touching him like this. It rankles with Kat and she frowns, glaring. A growling snarl sticks in her throat. You have kids. Diggs has 4 adorable girls. This will be his 5th, and she's gonna be so pretty. I tell you, Diggs is a real good daddy. She smiles, looking at him adoringly, and he leans down and kisses her. My God. Kat gasps. You have 4 kids? Already? And you don't think to put something on your dick? Do you stay with any of the women? Do you even care? Hey, don't you look down your damn nose at me. Like she said, I'm a good dad. My kids are well taken care of. My eldest, she's in college. And don't you come as high and fucking mighty, 'cause you sure as hell dropped your panties real quick for a fuck. What the hell? Kat staggered that he's now throwing their session in the shower and us kitchen back at her. The aggression in his tone as he speaks, she hasn't seen this side of him before. She doesn't like it and snaps back with a low snarl. You know what, do what the hell you like. Make as many damn babies as you want. She takes a deep breath, trying to calm herself down. I'm going out, I need a drink. I can't believe you would say that. Shit. Digby sighs, rubbing his head as he realizes he's upset her. Throwing the fact they fucked back at her. He realizes he shouldn't have done that. Cat, wait. Cat, please, you don't have to leave. I know you were only looking out for Rosie, it's just, shit. Cat, please stay, don't go. What? You seriously want me to stay here? What, and listen to you two fucking all night, making baby number 5? Fuck you, Ryan. Her annoyances abundantly clear. Grabbing her jacket from the back of the chair and putting it on, she disappears out the front door, slamming it behind her. Shit! Digby sighs, pulling his hand through his hair. Rosie can tell Cat leaving like that, it got to him. Are you okay, honey? She frowns, showing her concern. Diggs, do you like her? I mean, really like her? Oh my god, do you want to make her yours? What? No. Look, Rosie, it's not like that. He sighs, letting go of his frustration. Cat, I'll deal with her later. So you want to do what you came here for? He smiles, kissing her again. No, that's what I came to say. We don't need to. She smiles, her face filled with happiness. That's what I came to tell you. I'm already pregnant. I caught already, isn't that great? Wow. Oh geez, wow. That sure was fast, but that's amazing news, he says. Wow. So there's gonna be another Digby pup? You know it. Hey, my parents, they're super excited about the new grandbaby. My mama's already knittin' and papa. He can't stop tellin' the community. He can hardly believe it, me having your baby. This is great news for ya, honey. He leans forward, holding her cheeks, kissing her passionately. Do you know how jealous some of the girls are? She can't stop smiling as she brushes her hand through his hair. He leans down and kisses her stomach. As he looks up, Rosie frowns. Digby, go after her. You like her, I can see it. So go. Talk to her. What? No, it's okay. Let me give you a lift back to the commune. I'll catch up with her on the way back. She'll be fine. Rosie, it's not important. I told you it's not anything serious. Okay, if you say so. You know Papa will be pleased to see you. He said it's been a while since you've been out there, that you're due for a visit. Yeah, it's sure been a while. I've been busy with work, you know. I won't have time to stop too long though. Diggs, can I ask you something? Is she, special? Couldn't help but notice the mark on her neck. You did that? Yeah. No, we just got into a little rough play, that's all. As I said, it's nothing serious. I didn't draw blood, nothing like that. Oh, okay. She's beautiful. Forceful and strong. Seems like your type to me. Yeah, she sure is beautiful, he says. Hey, you know you need anything for the baby, you just ask me. Okay. Yeah, sure, but we've got most stuff covered. One of my friends is also pregnant, so we can go through it together. I'll let you know when it's nearer the time. Okay, make sure you do. Come on, let's get you home. Hey, Doc, over here. Ozzy gestures for Cat to come and sit at the table, where the team are all seated playing cards. Ozzy she knows, but the other she's had only limited and stilted conversation with when she did their medicals earlier. Quiet Tony. His stutter makes conversation difficult, but with patience it's possible, and he's a considered and measured guy, super intelligent and an ace sniper. Then there's Zach. He thinks he should be number 2 on the team, as he only really answers to Digby, who he sees as the team's leader. He and Darius have a long-standing, old and unspoken disagreement, which he makes clear in the disrespectful tone he uses when they talk. Finally, there's Bud, so-called because of his surname Lightyear, as well as the fact he likes to drink large amounts the beer by the same name. They turn around and stare at her, a multiple chorus of, "Hey Doc!" and "Over here." Bud kicks the chair out, gesturing for her to sit. And as she joins them, she smiles. "Hey, how's Ellen?" "Yeah, she's good thanks to you," Ozzy says, feeling much better, and she went home to her folks. "That's great. Look, I'm just going to get a drink. Anyone want one?" "No, we're all good. We just got around in before you arrived, but you're welcome to come and join us." "Okay, I'll be back in a minute." She approaches the bar, sits on a stool, and gestures with her hand to the bartender. Getting his attention, she waits her turn. Looking around the busy bar, she becomes aware of someone on the brown leather stool sitting next to her. "Oh, hey Patrick, how are you? I missed you the last couple of days. Didn't have my pacesetter for the morning run," she says. "Yeah, sorry about that, I should have let you know, but we got spun up at short notice." "Oh, that's okay. Can't be helped, right? When work calls, you gotta go." She smiles as he kisses her cheek. He leans over and whistles loudly to the bartender. It's so slow in here. You have to keep at them. So how are you? Things good. Are you still staying at Digby's? I mean, how's that working out? It's, interesting. She laughs. I keep pushing Basicom for something else but no luck so far. Guess that's the downside of being the minority sex. On a base full of guys limits my options. But Digby's not that bad to live with, right? I mean, he's a bit of a dog. Around women, sure. But the ladies seem to like that about him, or is that the problem? Too many visitors. He laughs. No, he's not had anyone over, and to be fair, he's really clean and tidy. Actually, he's a bit of a neat freak. Not at all what I was expecting. So, he's not tried it on with you then? What? Choking on her beer, she smiles awkwardly, then looks over where the guys are sat. She deliberately hushes her voice and continues, no. He's been a gentleman. You sure? Really, Digby hasn't tried to get in your panties? Have you got that right? We are talking about the same Digby. He frowns. Well, maybe a little flirting now and again. Well, a lot of flirting. She laughs. Right, that sounds more like it. Hey, I'll get this and one for me. He hands the money over the bar. You know you want Chaser to go with that? Spice things up a little. No. I kinda only ever have one on a school night. It's a personal rule. Me and liquor don't really go together. I get a little stupid, so kinda like to keep control. Really, you do? Well, I'd like to see that, the getting a little stupid. I mean, not the control. He laughs. Oh, go on, just have one, it won't hurt. I'll keep my eye on you, make sure you don't get out of hand. Oh, okay, just one. But I need to stick to it. I mean, Darius might spring this training thing on me, and I don't want to be hung over. Okay, I understand. We'll have 2 whiskey chasers. He indicates to the barman. At least I won't feel so bad about having one now. I don't like to drink alone. He smiles. Look, I just need the ladies' room. I'll only be a minute. Sure thing. Hey, why don't I grab that booth in the corner, then we can talk away from the bar and the eyes. He smiles, nodding towards the guys sat across from them. Nodding, she frowns, also checking the guys. They're glancing over and looking at her. She wonders how they'll feel about her talking to someone from another unit. She knows there's not much room for crossover between the teams. They all keep themselves tight, protecting each other fiercely like a pack. Taking a breath, she decides it'll be fine. It's not like she's even made the team yet. And she's been running with Patrick all week, so it would be rude to just cut and go. Even if he is a little creepy, and his mannerisms a little touchy. She takes her seat in the booth as Patrick places the drinks on the table. Sitting down next to her, he smiles. Sorry, I got talking to some guys from the team. That's okay. She looks around at the guys from her team at the other side of the bar and notices that Digby's now here, and having joined them, he's leaned on the table, his eyes focused on her. So how come you're out on your own? You don't have a boyfriend? Patrick pushes the whiskey across the table towards her. She shakes her head and smiles, thanking him for the drink, taking a large sip. She feels uncomfortable, still aware Digby's watching. It makes her nervous, and Patrick can tell. So, you're not getting it on with anyone right now? That seems bizarre to me. Everyone needs to let off a little steam, especially in our line of work. No. She frowns, his comment seems a little intrusive and it unsettles her. I want to focus on work for now. I don't need to get caught up with anyone. Well, I'm really surprised Digby's not made an offer you can't refuse. I mean, I've known him a long time, and someone hot like you, well, I didn't think he'd leave you alone. Rumor must be wrong, everyone was thinking that he'd be humping your ass by now. Sorry, you'll have to excuse my language, I'm used to being around guys all day. Well, we're not, she lies, sipping a large mouthful of drink. He's now making her feel very uncomfortable. Something wrong? No. Just the, whiskey tastes a little funny, but it's okay. You sure you don't want another? No, I said I'm fine. She stares at him and then turns around to look over at the guys. They're giving her sly, disapproving looks, and she begins working on a strategy to ditch her companion and head over to them. Hey Diggs. You want a beer, man? Bud and Zach turn around from the pool table, acknowledging him. Having dropped Rosie home, he stopped off at the bar on the way back to try and make amends with Kat. Diggs, you listenin'? I said. Do you want a beer? Or have you got your attention on something else? Zach Laughs. Maybe a certain blonde in the corner? Digby quickly changes the subject. How's Ellen? Yeah, she's good, man. Gone home now. We told her parents she had stomach flu. And stayed with a friend. You know the doc, she saved her. I can't thank her enough. He sighs. So, you think she's going to make the team? That Darius is gonna cut her some slack? Hell no, he ain't gonna give her a damn thing. Digby laughs. But honestly, I don't know. It's on Darius, you know that. Anyway, she still has to complete the physical. If she gets through that, then I can't see why not. What, y'all don't want her? No, she's okay. I don't mind having her on the team, Ozzy says, smiling. Okay by me too. Cutie stutters. Butt shrugs. Zach. What's your opinion there, bro? As you say, it's not my call. We'll see. Just 'cause you're fucking her, it don't mean Darius will cut her in, you know that, right? I'm not fucking her, that's all done with. Yeah, right. Digby, you're such a shit liar. Oh, and you know you owe us for a new kitchen table. Hell, I can't believe you did that, man. Says, throwing his hand up for a high five with Zach. Now go get the next damn round for telling that bullshit lie, asshole. Shut the hell up. Digby laughs. That table was creaky before we did anything to it. He has to laugh as Ozzy grabs the table in front of him, shaking it hard. Oh, fuck me, Ryan. Ryan, he mimics. Oh, go to hell. Digby frowns, glancing toward Kat. Oh, and for fuck's sake, don't let her know you heard that. Do you hear me? She's pissed at me already. Don't need to make it worse. The others laugh as Digby turns again, watching her and Patrick still talking in the corner. So how long's she been over there with Monroe? He frowns. You know I don't like that guy. He's always been an asshole. So what the hell does she see in him? And you still telling us you're not screwing her? Digby, just go get the damn beers and stop thinking about your dick. Zach says, watching her too. You're right though, what is she doing with that creep? Nothing. Ozzy looks up from the cards on the table. I've been keeping watch. Well, I thought things were serious with Diggs and her, so I figured it was best to keep an eye before anything kicked off. I told you guys, me and her, it's nothing serious. Just a bit of fun, okay? Oh, a bit of fun. So not nothing like you said before? Zach torments. But you're right, keep an eye on Monroe, the guy's a jerk. So, I was wondering if you fancy going somewhere? Maybe get something to eat. Patrick asks. No, I'm good. But thanks for the offer, Kat says, looking over to the far side of the bar where she can see Digby ordering drinks, his eyes still on her. She can also see the guys watching. Nervously, she sips the soda, twisting the glass around anxiously. You know, I think I should go. I have things to do in the morning. I don't want to be late. No, stay. What, you're worried about Digby and what he might say? Oh, yeah, I noticed him staring too. He grins. What the hell is it with that guy? He's such a loser, but women always seem to fall for him. I thought someone like you, a doctor, would have more sense. Guess he must be good in the sack. Am I right? Is he a good fuck? What? I told you we're not. She hesitates, watching him touch the back of her hand, stroking it. We're not together. I'm going to be on the team. You really believe that? I mean, you really think Darius is gonna let you into that team? Geez, you really don't know Darius, do you? He sits back in the seat and grins smugly. Still, it's good that you're not fucking him. That means you're available. And that means I can make a play, right? We've been getting along so great this week on our morning runs. So, have dinner with me. Look, you're a really nice guy, but she hesitates, choosing her words carefully, not wanting to offend. She can tell he's a little touchy. Taking a breath, she gulps down the rest of the whiskey quickly, followed by a sip of beer. Her mouth is dry and she feels hot. Looking up, she can see Patrick smiling, staring across the table, watching her. She rubs her hand across her brow. She's sweating profusely, and she feels unwell. Look, I'm sorry, I'm not looking to see anyone right now. I just want to concentrate on my career. I need to make this team, it's my last chance. Taking another deep breath, her stomach churns and her head hurts. Right, so you've not been giving me the come on all week. I mean, in those cute little running shorts and the smiley flirting. I thought this was like a date. You me this. Sorry, a date. She frowns, sipping from the beer. Suddenly her stomach Flips and she feels like she might throw up. Well, it's not a date. I'm sorry you got the wrong impression. But I thought you liked me? I do, just not that way. Patrick, we're friends, but just friends. Look, I think there's been a misunderstanding. I'm sorry, I should go. Okay, I see how it is. What, I'm not good enough to fuck, but that asshole is. What? I'm sorry, this is not a date. Stuttering her words, her head clouds. And she feels drunk. Wait, did you put something in this? I don't feel so good. I feel, lightheaded. Are you okay? You do look a little pale. Would you like me to take you home? I have my car just across the street. Her throat burns and a strange taste fills her mouth as her eyes blur. She feels faint. Sipping again at the beer, trying to clear the weird taste, she frowns. Yeah, can you? I really don't feel so good. Moving to the seat next to her, he places a hand on her brow. Yeah, sure. You really don't look so good. Suddenly her head slumps forward against his shoulder and he smiles. Then lifting her chin, he kisses her. Shit's gonna be okay. Looking around, he can see Digby watching from his seated position at the bar and kissing her again. He grins. Come on, let's get you home. And get you to bed. Hey Jake. He calls to a teammate sat by the bar. I'll catch you tomorrow. I seem to have got a better offer. The doc here, she's gonna give me a physical. He winks. Jake frowns looking at him. Then at Kat, her head slumped against his shoulder. Yeah, good luck with that. She looks pretty messed up to me. Why the hell did you let her drink so much? You know she's never gonna suck your dick like that. Hey, who cares as long as she's breathing, right? Yeah, that's not my bag, man, but you're welcome to it. And hey Patrick, be careful. You know she's Darius' medic, right? And what? That means I can't fuck her? Look at her, she's hot. Yeah, well, what I mean is if he finds out, well, he might not be so pleased about you messing with someone from his team. Hey, a quick jump in the parking lot is hardly messing with his team. Besides, she's the one suggesting it. Okay, well, don't say I didn't warn you, because you know what he's like and you've already got eyes on you. He nods towards Digby, still watching from the far side of the bar. Yeah, well, he doesn't concern me. Come on, baby, let's get you up. Kat groans. I need some air. I feel sick. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry, it's gonna be fine. Digby swigs back a beer as he watches them leave. Stupid dumb bitch. What the hell does she see in him? Hey, I'll have some tequila. He motions the bartender. Fuck her. She thinks I give a shit. I don't. He sighs. At the same time, he berates himself for their earlier argument and what he'd said. Downing the shot of tequila in one, he calls loudly for another. Zach's watching, and as he turns around, he likewise notices that Kat's disappeared. Yo, Diggs. He frowns. Where did the doc and Monroe go? What? Do you need me to draw you a diagram? Hit me up. Another tequila. He sneers and pushes the now empty glass across the top of the bar. Wow. Zach snorts. That's gotta be the first time Monroe's getting laid on. The first date. Gotta say, she puts out real fast. Never know, even I might get lucky. He smiles jokingly. But as Digby glares, he holds his hands up. Hey, take it easy, man, it was a joke. He laughs. Strange though, I got the impression she really liked your dumb ass. Ozzy frowns, looking at the now empty seat. Shit. Diggs, go grab the doc's purse, she's left it in the booth. What the hell? Digby gets up and goes over to the booth, looking at the leather bag laid on the seat. Why the hell would she leave her purse? As he picks it up from the seat, the empty glass draws his interest, and picking it up, he takes a lengthy sniff. Then swirling the residual liquid around, he smells it again. What the fuck is this? Turning quickly, he asks Jake. Hey, where's Monroe? Oh, he took crazy hot Dr. Chick outside for some air. Think she wanted to play the doctor and patient game, if you know what I mean. He laughs. Although he'll probably be coming back fairly soon. Man, she was out of it. Did you see what she was drinking? No, can't say I took much notice. Why? 'Cause this ain't just whiskey. He sniffs the glass again. And when you say out of it, how out of it do you mean? Seriously, out of it. I mean like can't stand. Digby strokes his head, concerned. Zach's watching him from the pool table and, placing the cue down, he calls across the bar. Hey Diggs, man, something wrong? He comes around and walks over to join him. I don't know. We gotta find Monroe. Jake says that Kat was drunk. No, no way. She was fine when she arrived here, and she's only had time to drink one, maybe 2 beers. Think she had a beer and a chaser. I told you I was keeping a close eye. Ozzy joins them and he too smells the glass as Digby wafts it under his nose. What the fuck is that? He frowns. Oh no. Is he up to his old ways? Did he slip her a Mickey? You know, I've heard the gossip that that's his MO. Digby grabs Jake, hauling him up off his seat by force. Where the fuck is he? I told you they went outside. Digby, I'm not messing with you, man, you know. I wouldn't. What, you think something's wrong? Digby's chest tightens and he swallows, feeling like he might choke. I don't. No, but something's not right here. We need to find Cat. Chapter 9. Q.T. Call Darius, and if Monroe comes back, you hold him. Here. Understand? Yeah, sure. Cutie frowns. He can tell by the sharp, direct, and snappy tone that Digby takes issuing the order. There's trouble for someone. All right, Zacchus, come with me. I got a feeling we need to find her. Fast. Digby. Hey, calm down, man. They can't have got far, Jake says. Concerned. Seriously, she could hardly walk, and, ignoring him, the rest of the team heads outside to the dark of the parking lot. Bud stays back and addresses Jake. And what? What, you thought it was okay for him to take her like that? You didn't think to stop him? You know that makes you as much of an asshole as he is. But don't worry, I'm not gonna touch you. Oh no. I'm gonna leave you for Digby. And when he comes back, you better pray to God the doc's okay, or I guess he'll rip your fucking throat out. Hey, come on, man, I thought she was up for it. Jake sighs, rubbing his hand over his face, afraid and panicked. Hell, he's been talking about her all week. They'd even been running together, so I just thought. You just thought what? It didn't cross your mind if she was that drunk that you should try and stop him? Geez, you know I should, but I won't. No, I'm gonna leave you to Digby. Oh shit. Are you serious? Digby's banging her? Oh man, I didn't know that. Warned Monroe. Told him not to mess with Darius and your team. But he wouldn't listen. Shit. This is so fucked up. He rubs at his head, sweating, his shirt wet through. Please, I didn't do nothing. You have to tell Digby that. No, that's right. You didn't do nothing, and that's what Digby's gonna talk to you about. That's if you're still standing when Darius is finished with you. He laughs, shoving Jake back into his seat as he tries to leave. Oh no, you. Sit your dumbass down and wait right there. Oh God. Kat gulps, her throat dry and her head clouded by a thick drunken fog. Struggling to focus, she groans. I feel really strange. Feel numb. Can't. She pants desperately, worried she might pass out. Medically, she assesses herself, wondering what might be making her feel like this. She only drank the whiskey, but, oh God. Patrick, take me home. Please, I think I'm gonna be sick. Listen to me, you're gonna be fine. I've got you, just relax. He smiles, his hand gripping tight around her waist, and as her legs buckle under her weight, he holds her up. I'm not gonna hurt you, but we are gonna fuck. He grins, stroking her hair away from her face. Shoo. Cat, should relax. I just want little taste of you, that sweet pussy. I want some of what Digby has. Watching as her eyes roll back in her head, he can see the sedative effect of the drug he administered taking its effect on her. And as it slowly switches off her ability to function, he checks her pulse, slightly concerned he may have given her too much. With her unable to walk properly, he drags her across the parking lot back to the side street where he parked. As they wait to cross, he nods, acknowledging another guy from his team. Harry. Hey Patrick, where the hell are you going? You not hitting the bar for a drink? No, I'm getting off. I kinda hit the jackpot with this one. Remember the doctor I told you about? This is her. Katrina. Oh man, she's kinda out of it there. You sure she's okay? She looks pretty drunk. Yes, she's okay. I'm gonna take her home to sleep it off. What, you think I'm some kinda animal? No man, of course not. She sure is a fine-looking woman, just like you said. But you know, if she really is Darius Medic, you sure you want to be doing this? What the hell is it with you guys? Most of the time you're telling me, Patrick, go out, get laid. Now I am, and you keep trying to put me off. No, that's not what I meant. I just mean you messing with those guys, they're so damn protective. I'm just not sure it's wise to be going anywhere near her. It'll be fine. I know what I'm doing, give me some credit. Besides, since when? Are we scared of anything? He smiles and continues. It's up to her, and I'm telling you she's been gagging for this all week. Whoa there, baby. He laughs as Kat falls sideways, leaning on him. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave you two lovebirds to it, Harry says, a little concerned. I need a drink. Oh, and Monroe, strap up. He laughs. Last thing we need is for you to give her something. Yeah, right. I'll catch you tomorrow. I need to get this one to bed. Patrick, I can't move, I feel my legs. Kat groans pitifully. It's okay, come on, baby. Nervously looking around and scooping her into his arms, he carries her. Just relax, I've got you. Dropping her semi-conscious body against the hood of the car, parked in the desolate side street, he smiles. Leaning over her, brushing his lips against her neck, he strokes his hand down her body as she groans in her pathetic attempt to fight him off. It's pointless, she's totally incapacitated by the chemical he put in her drink. She'll relax. This is all gonna be over soon. He grins and then loosens the belt on his pants. He slowly unbuttons the front of her shirt, stroking his fingers over the black lace of her bra. He groans. Oh God, you're gorgeous. I can see why Digby likes you so much. He kisses his lips softly against the flesh of her breast. Wow, and you smell divine. Digby really should have kept more of an eye on what he had. Gently he strokes a finger against the mark on her neck. I would never leave someone like you out there alone. I feel sick. I'm not good. Help me. She cries feebly, her words fading into a hushed whisper. I know, but shoo, it'll be over soon. He pulls at her bra, stretching the fabric, pulling it down. He smiles. Oh wow, you look so fucking good. He places his hand on her nipple, teasing at it and then fishing in his pocket. For his cell, he steps back, clicking several images of her partially naked body. Oh, these are gonna keep me hard for days. He licks his tongue on her chest and then unzipping his pants, he turns her over so she's now lying flat on her stomach, against the front of his car. I'm sorry I gotta do this, but trust me, you're gonna be fine. You won't remember a thing. Harry, you seen Monroe? Digby's frantic to find her, his eyes scouring the parking lot for any sign of them. I don't know, man. Why are you a skin? You know I'm not Monroe's keeper. Digby frowns and then sniffs. If you know where they are, then you better damn well tell me right now. Harry stands firm, resisting to answer, protecting his brother. Digby forcefully grabs his shirt and asks again. I said, have you seen him? Where the hell is she? I can smell her perfume, so I know you've seen her. Man, I don't want to get involved in this, but they passed me over there. That's all I know. Honestly. Was she okay? Digby frowns. He can see the concerned hesitation on Harry's face, and it sends his blood pressure soaring. God damn it, if he's hurt her, I swear to God, I'll kill you all. No, man. Seriously, Diggs, she was okay when I saw her. She's really drunk, but okay. She's not drunk, you asshole. That pathetic excuse for a soldier has drugged her. Now get the fuck out of my face. Digby pushes him hard, sending him crashing to the ground, and that's where he stays, much too fearful of Digby's reaction to get up. In a hurried frenzy, they continue searching. They call across the parking lot, looking for her. Kat. Oh God, where the hell is she? Digby spins around, and the neon streetlights dazzle his widening pupils as he tries to focus. His adrenaline pumps through his veins, fueling his bubbling rage. The seconds tick past and he becomes more desperate, fearful they'll be too late to save her. He'd heard rumors, which he'd dismissed as jokes, that Monroe drugged girls to make them sleep with him. I mean, who the hell needs to do that? Certainly not a Navy SEAL. In Digby's experience, there were plentiful supplies of girls in bars desperate and willing to put out for a SEAL who'd buy them a drink. But Kat wasn't one of them. Maybe that was why, or maybe this was his fault. Maybe Monroe wanted to take from him. After all, they'd often had words. There was no love lost between the two teams. Hell, he knew he'd never shown him any respect. Was he the reason Monroe decided to do this to Kat? Maybe he knew she was his and he wanted to take her? The guy's sick. Zach sighs. It's like he can read Digby's thoughts. Why hadn't he kept his eyes on her in the bar? Hell, he knew of Monroe's reputation. Despondent, He's in despair at their inability to locate her and he focuses, concentrating on searching for her. Don't worry, we'll find her. And then he'll pay. He'll never do this again. Fuck, someone told me he had sick pictures on his phone. I should have damn well checked it out. She's gonna be fine. Zach's right, we'll find her, Ozzy says, his eyes scanning the dimly lit parking lot as he tries to convince them with his calming tone. But we can't let him do this again to anyone. Digby stops and closes his eyes. Then he takes slow deep breaths, gulping down the fresh cool night air. He opens his eyes wide, focusing between the laundrette and the grocery store. Her scent fills his nostrils and his ears ring with her cries begging for help. Focusing on the street opposite, he frowns. She's oh. Chapter 10. The full force of a hand grabbing his shoulder catches Monroe by surprise. Dragging him backward, Digby slams him against the wall. You asshole, you're sick, and just so you know, I'm gonna kill you for this. Then punching in a frenzy of anger, he bloodies Monroe's nose. A crack can be heard as it breaks. In one loud thump. Digby. What the fuck, man? You'll kill him. Zach's worried, and grabbing him he pulls him back. Then, wrapping his hand tightly around his shirt collar, he digs his heels into the floor and using all his strength forces him off. Digby lets go, and Monroe slumps in a heap to the floor as Zach sighs in relief. Monroe looks up from where he's positioned. He looks like a pile of discarded rags left by the garbage. Spluttering blood, he says. It was her idea. She wanted to do it. He's lying, trying to protect himself. He gulps as a large knot of fear forms in the back of his throat, the blood pouring from under his nose, its metallic taste coating his tongue. His eyes water from the pain in his face. He aches so much, but he fears it's about to get much worse as Zach drags him to his feet. Wait, just wait. I told her no, I said she had drunk too much. But she wouldn't listen. He panics, stricken by the fear of Digby and Zach's angry retribution. She was all over me. Guys, come on, you know what these military chicks are like, they can't keep their hands off or panties up. You know that, right? Wiping the blood from his mouth, he tries desperately not to connect with the two sets of icy blue eyes glaring at him from the darkness. What the fuck? You're trying to blame her? You know what? I'm gonna pretend you didn't just speak. Digby lurches forward and Zach must react quickly, stepping between them, using his body to physically prevent Digby from acting on his threat to kill. Ozzy rubs his hand on his head as he stands quietly beside Kat, checking the pulse on her neck. He's not sure what to do. Her partial state of undress makes him fumble, and embarrassed, he's too nervous to touch her. Doc, he quietly whispers in her ear while darting glances over his shoulder at the melee of voices behind him. Doc, are you okay? Then he addresses Digby. Man, get the hell over here. I don't know what to do. He's not certain whether or how he should move her semi-naked, motionless body to lift her from the hood of the car. Digby sighs, restraining his anger and squashing it deep inside. He turns his full attention back to his new housemate. Gently brushing her hair from her face, he lifts her up. The unconscious weight of her body makes it too awkward to try to move her. Ozzy closes his eyes, trying to preserve some of her dignity, while Digby pulls at her unbuttoned shirt, covering her body as best he can. Hey, come on, Kat, let's get you up. He frowns. Barely conscious, her head lolls sideways, her pupils wide and dilated. Oz is the first to notice her pants at half-mast around her hips, and now it's his turn to scowl at Monroe. His hazel eyes glower in an amber anger. Did you touch her? Monroe delays his answer. His snide disdain for them as a unit means he would normally make some remark or joke and laugh off the accusation with some inappropriate comment. But with the group's attention focused on him and the severity of the situation, he considers it ill-advised to make a cocky quip. Right now, he knows one wrong gesture and Digby or Zach won't hesitate to kill him. No, he gulps nervously, shaking his head. His adrenaline and the sexual high from the line of coke that he did earlier are fading fast. Reality sets in and he realizes this situation is bad. I'm sorry, alright? I got overexcited. Did a little coke and I guess I lost control. Look, I like her and there's no way I would hurt her. What do you take me for? He takes a breath. It's all a lie, a ruse to talk himself out of the trouble he's facing. This mist comes over me and I just wanted to be with her. Come on, you know how good she Smells. So you were just gonna take her? Digby nods and Zack lands a hard bone-shattering punch to the right side of Monroe's torso. Monroe clutches at his ribs, wailing in agony. His knees buckle and he drops to the ground, but he doesn't make it. Zack grabs him, holding him locked in his powerful grip before he lands another punch, followed by another. Blow after blow he continues to strike him. Then from the darkness comes a cry louder than Monroe's. Stop. Zack, that's enough. You're going to kill him, Ozzy says. You know, I'm more than happy to do it. But is that what you want? Let's just think this through for a minute, alright? Zack takes a breath before letting go. Throwing the groaning and beaten mess of Monroe's body to the ground, he rubs his head and steps away. He allows a few moments for his testosterone-fueled anger to subside. Digby sighs. Shaking his head, he ignores what's going on with Monroe and turns his focus back to Kat. Her limp body is slumped against him and he locks his arms around her waist, holding her up. She's so out of it that her arms just hang heavy by her side. Her breathing is slow and deep and she's paralyzed by whatever drug Patrick gave her. Kat. There's a groan, and she acknowledges the soft sound of his voice. Taking a breath, Digby looks up at Oz. What the hell did he do to her? Kat. It's alright, we've got you. We're here, you're gonna be okay. He holds her tight and scooping his arms under her legs, he picks her up and moves her away from her perpetrator. Then, placing her gently on the ground, he triages her as best he can, straightening her bra and fastening random buttons on her shirt. He covers her over. Kat, come on, wake up. Honey, do you hear me? Hey! He gently taps his fingers against her cheek, not stopping until she groans for him to get off. As she comes around, Monroe reinforces his defense. Hey, it is not my fault. She gets in that state. I think she has a liquor problem, she told me, just ask her. She what? Digby turns around with a fierce glare in his blue eyes. You need to shut the fuck up. You're not gonna talk your way out of this like you have in the past by making some joke about it. Slowly Digby gets to his feet and, unfurling himself, he stands upright. He looks huge and growing in height. He looks down on the sniveling, pathetic wreck that Monroe has suddenly become. Keep your eye on her, Oz. It's time for me to sort this son of a bitch out. Digby kicks hard at Patrick's ribs. Arg. Digby, man, what the hell? His begging cry is wasted. Digby can't and won't stop as he kicks again and again, until eventually Zack drags him off. Dig, stop. Oz is right, we need to think. We can't do this right now, there are too many witnesses. That asshole's gotta be seen walkin' and talkin' back at the bar. We do this now and they'll come looking for us. We'll end this another day. Digby shakes his head. He listens but ignores and grabs a hold of Monroe. He pulls him up and punches his face. Diggs, will you stop? You're gonna kill him. What the hell? Do you think I care? He rubs his head, motioning his hand towards Kat's still unconscious body laid in Ozzy's arms. What if we hadn't got here, Zack? How far would he have gone? Is this the way you get your kicks, Monroe? By drugging women for sex? Fuck you. These are the only understandable words he can mumble with the pain in his jaw. Groaning, he spits blood to the ground, hardly able to move. From the beating, his breathing becomes more labored. His ribs are obviously broken, meaning it's painful to force even more than a few words out. She was playing hard to get. He breathes with difficulty. She just a fuck. She just needed a loosener. It's fine. She won't remember. There's a low rumbling sound and the air fills with the growl from the guys as they stand silently staring. They're hardly able to believe that he would confess to doing such a thing. It's too much and the atmosphere turns tense. All hell's about to rain down on Monroe as Digby frees himself from Zack's grip. And then, punching with all his strength, he inflicts a forceful blow to his already cracked ribs, breaking them for sure. Monroe looks up with a stare of hatred as he focuses on the instigator of his punishment. His eyes are swollen and puffy, and the bruises are forming fast. Oh, he says, you're screwing her? She said. Not. He sniffs, struggling to catch his breath, and with his head dizzy, he feels like he might pass out. Sneering, he looks up. Instead of shorts up her ass, she should have said. The problem is you shouldn't be such a fucking lowlife. You know, I've heard stories about you from before, but Digby sighs as he remembers how they've all laughed about Monroe. But now it isn't a joke. It's not funny. You didn't give her a chance to say no. Instead, you stuck a Mickey in her drink. So she couldn't resist. What the hell kind of animal are you? Prove it. Monroe still manages a smile as he holds a hand to the pain in his ribs. Oh, I don't need to prove it. I know. I smelled the glass, so I know what you did. Digby hunches down. Close up, only inches from Monroe's face, his blue eyes fill with a fiery blue rage. Look me in the eyes, then tell me you didn't. Hey, Digby. Digby, what the hell's going on? Darius's loud booming voice can be heard from the end of the street. Monroe sighs and his head slumps. If he wasn't afraid before, then he is now. Digby doesn't move, his glare still fixed on his prey, and he growls from deep inside the center of his chest. Digby, I said, what's going on? Darius, Monroe pathetically whimpers, spluttering blood as Digby slaps him hard across the head, shutting him up. Oh, this asswipe. He thought he might drug the doc, then try and have sex with her. Zach glares, and again 2 sets of blue eyes prowl the helpless Monroe. Is she okay? Darius frowns at Ozzy, who still has her in his arms as he sits on the ground. Showing concern, he checks her, laying his fingers against the pulse in her neck. She groans loudly as he touches her, and he can tell she's still out of it. She will be. Whatever the hell he gave her, it was some potent stuff. Darius nods as silently he surveys the situation. Then his glance falls on the pathetic Monroe. Are they right that you did this? Did you do this to one of my team? There's a silence, and the air hangs heavy with the thick expectation of something terrifying about to happen. Monroe looks up pathetically as he crouches in fear. He's scared as the 2 pairs of blue eyes are now joined by the deep dark purple ones glowing in the dark, glowing with anger. Darius's face almost fades into the darkness, and a surging wave of fear surrounds Monroe as something uneasy prickles at his core. It's like he's their prey and cornered with nowhere to go. He trembles violently in fear. The stare from Darius' eyes is almost enough to turn his blood to ice. Digby, take her home. Darius's voice is so smooth, calm and controlled. He grabs his shoulder, pulling him away. Diggs, I said, take her home. Take Oz and Zach with you, and I'll deal with him. No, I'm dealing with this. Digby turns, and he and Darius stare nose, their eyes focused on each other. And I said, take her home. That's an order. I'm going to handle this for tonight. Monroe and me, we're going to have a little talk. Oh, Monroe sighs, mustering his strength. Get it over with. He groans nervously, and with no way to defend himself gives in to whatever punishment is about to come. Just do it. Oh no, I'm not going to touch you, we're just going to talk. See, he crouches down, grabbing hold of Monroe by his collar. She belongs to my unit. And I thought everyone was clear that no one messes with what's mine. Not you. Or anyone else. Holding his ribs, Monroe tries to pull away. You don't want her, so why do you care? No, you're right, I don't want her on my team, but your problem is that for now at least she is on my team. You mess with my team, and so we need to talk. The purple in his eyes flashes a bright violet. It's a scary and fascinating thing to see, but it fills Monroe with dread as every blood vessel in his body feels like it's straining to burst. The pulse on his neck thudding almost audibly as his heart rate races, and the touch of Darius's hand on his skin feels like a cold burn from ice. Darius, please. His lip quivers in fear. Please, I didn't know. He gulps, his eyes struggling to remain open. I didn't know about her. Digby, just take her and go. No, please don't leave me. Monroe's body screams to get away, but he's frozen by fear as Darius's stare holds him hypnotized to the spot, and he can't move. Digby grins, Zach still holding him back, saying, come on man, let Darius deal with him. Let's get Kat home. Us has Kat in his arms. She groans as he lifts her up, and her green eyes flicker, trying to focus. Hey. Smiles as finally she opens them. You okay? She sighs quietly and then again passes out. Okay, don't worry, we've got you. You're safe now. Hands Kat over to Digby, leaving Darius behind. The 3 of them, Digby carrying Kat, head from the darkness back into the light of the street. Then suddenly they stop as they hear a high-pitched howling sound, followed by a fearful scream which fills the cold night air. A grin curls on Digby's lip, and he smiles as they continue to walk away. Chapter 11. Kat groans, feeling hot as she pulls back the woolen blanket that covers her legs, leaving it in a crumpled heap next to her on the couch. Sitting up, she feels her stomach somersault and she feels sick. Her head is heavy, throbbing with groggy dizziness. She rubs at her temples, massaging the side of her face, trying to ease the ache. She can't open her eyes because the bright daylight adds to her pain. Erg! She moans, sucking in air, taking a long, slow breath as she drops her head into her lap. The blurred fog of nausea makes her feel unwell, and her hands won't stop shaking. Eventually she attempts a look, opening her eyes, doing everything in slow motion to ensure she doesn't move her head more than she needs. So, would you prefer juice or coffee? I did both. It's Digby's soft southern tone. There's a couple Tylenol there too, just in case you need them. She looks up, thinking this is not really the start to the day she had in mind, as he places both a cup of black coffee and a glass of fresh squeezed orange on the small table in front of her. Thanks, she says. Looking at him, she can see the sympathetic smile as he watches her, trying to focus. What the hell happened? She frowns, swallowing hard, still not sure if she's going to throw up. Even speaking a few words makes her brain feel like it might explode. I guess I must have drunk too much, right? No. He shakes his head and, still smiling, he brushes her hair away from her face. No, it wasn't your fault. Do you remember anything about what happened last night? Last night? She frowns, confused. Looking at the window, she's now aware of the bright sunlight. What the hell time is it? Just gone 8. She opens her eyes wide in surprise and, sitting bolt upright, she leans forward, forcing herself to her feet. Then, realizing quickly that was a bad move, she sits back down. Her voice fills with a tone of tense panic. Shit. I need to get dressed. I can't believe you let me sleep in like this. Oh, God. She rubs again at her head. Jackson. He's going to have a field day with me. How can I have been so stupid? Fuck. She's as much confused as she is panicked by the lateness of the hour. Hey, just relax, okay? No one's expecting you to go anywhere. But really, you don't remember what went on. Remember what? Her question is tinged with a hint of dread, and she's anxious as she tries to imagine how it's possible that she drank enough to feel the way she does, groggy and hungover with no memory of what went on. Do you remember drinking with Monroe? Monroe? Yeah. She nods. Yeah, kinda. Remember he went to the bar and then I don't know. Sorry. She sighs, confused. His questions have a surreal weirdness to them. It's okay. The guy's an asshole. Look, don't worry. But just so you know, well, he slipped you a Mickey, spiked your drink. That's why you're feeling so bad. You really don't remember any of it? About leaving the bar and going outside? God, no. She gasps, worried. Her mind's racing, trying to make sense of what might have happened to her. Wait, what are you saying? Did he do something to me? She searches for scraps of memory, anything that will let her piece together the events of last night and make sense of what happened. Are you sure? All I remember is him getting me a drink, but now she looks down at her clothing and can see she's wearing one of Ryan's t-shirts, but also still wearing her bra underneath. Did he? Do I? She swallows nervously. Do I need to see a doctor? No, he crouches on his knees in front of her, shaking his head, taking a hold of her hand in his. No, don't worry, we got to you before he could do anything, he says with some air of assurance. Just don't worry, it's all been taken care of. He's been dealt with. Shit, she gasps. Again her eyes meet with his. She's filled with questions, and her confused discomfort is obvious. He smiles, wrapping his larger hand around hers, stroking his thumb gently over her knuckles, reassuring her. There's a creak as the front door opens, and as is usual for the team, Zach lets himself in without knocking. Hey, so how are things? Yeah, we're good. Digby presses the glass of juice in her hand. He and Zach exchange matching looks of concern. Just drink some juice, you're gonna be fine. She nods, quietly sipping at the cold orange. Her hands are shaking so much that it's a struggle to hold it. A gurgling surge of emotions builds in the back of her throat and she feels sick. Not for the first time this week, her usual sense of control has been taken away. But not being able to remember and losing all track of time is a horrid feeling and not one she's used to. She hates it. She hates herself for getting into that situation wondering if she encouraged him, gave him the wrong signals. Maybe she was being too nice? Frowning, she sighs, looking to Digby and Zach for the answers she doesn't have. Should I report him? I mean to command or someone like Edwards? What do you think? She looks pitiful in asking them for help. She feels it. This really has not been the positive start to the week she hoped for when she arrived. I can't remember anything. It's gonna be my word against his, right? But I guess maybe I should. I mean, I need to make sure he doesn't do it again. To someone else. I told you it's all good and that it's been taken care of. Digby drops a look to Zach. We handled it. Handled it. She frowns, staring at the pair of them. What does that mean? What did you do? She waits for a response and she can see his hesitation. Ryan, I said, what did you do? Oh God, you didn't. She gasps. Please tell me he's alive? Yeah, he's alive. Though he sure as hell wouldn't be if it were left to me. Look, Darius just talked with him. Digby sighs, carefully wording what he says to her. He checks with Zach before he continues. He's gonna resign his commission today, so he'll be gone, and he won't be coming near you. Or anyone else again. You have my word, okay? She nods, sipping again at the juice, trying to quell the acidic bile that rushes from her stomach to the back of her throat. Taking long and slow breaths, she hopes to contain the nauseous feeling that's flooding her mouth. Her mind's racing, desperately trying to recall something, anything of last night, but she can't. It makes her head spin and she really is about to vomit. Sorry, I need the bathroom. Clamping her hand to her mouth, she gags and scurrying to her feet, she sways unsteadily. Digby tries to help but she balks at his well-meaning offer, abrasively rejecting him. Needing his help is something she's unable to accept right now. He's helped enough. She pushes him away. Get the hell off me. I'm fine, I can manage by myself. Pulling away, she closes her eyes and takes a moment to regain her balance. Apologizing, he lets her go. He and Zach watch, powerless to help, while she unsteadily feels her way along the hall to the bathroom, using the wall for support. A collective sigh from the pair shows their frustration, as all they can do now is helplessly listen to the sound of her retching over and over. There's a lull and it goes quiet. Then the sound of water flowing, Cat taking a shower. Digby rakes his fingers through his hair, wishing he had something more to offer, something to undo what happened. You know, I can't believe he did this to her. I swear to God, if I get my hands on him again. Diggs, she'll be fine. It's just the after effect of the Mickey. That was some pretty potent stuff, but once it's out of her system she'll be back firing on all cylinders. For now she's just gotta ride it out. He frowns. Digby's unusually worried and Zach's concerned because it's not like him. Not over a woman. Look man, while she's in there, there's something else we need to talk about. He looks to the hallway and, still hearing the water, her still in the shower. It's a good thing Ozzy picked this up last night. Zach hands Digby a cell phone from the back pocket of his pants. Whose is this? He frowns. Monroe's. He cocks his eyebrow. I want to know what you want me to do with it. Digby frowns, confused by the question. Zach again apprehensively checks the hallway as the sound of water has now stopped. Look, I managed to unlock it, and well, he's got photos on there, a lot of photos. Photos? Photos of what? Hushing his voice, Zach frowns, gesturing his hand toward the bathroom. What? He's got photos of Kat. Yeah, some of her running, talking, things from around the base, and then there are others from last night. There are a lot of photos of other girls too. Some are of things he's done. You know what I mean? I doubt if these girls are even aware. Zach shakes his head, the look on his face shows his disgust at what he's seen. Here, take a look, but I warn you, it's not good. You know, I don't care what Darius said, but now I've seen this, I think we've got to stop him for good. But can you delete these photos of Kat and those other girls? Digby frowns, rubbing his head as he swipes his finger across the phone, scrolling the contents. He shuts his eyes, blocking out the images, sickened as photo after photo flashes on the small screen, until the gist of Monroe's habits is imprinted on his brain. He switches it off. That fucker needs dealin' with, he says, taking a deep breath as he recognizes the ones of Kat. Please tell me you can delete these, right? Yeah, sure. I just needed to check that's what you want me to do first. I need to get into his cloud drive, but that's not an issue. It'll just take a little time, that's all. The asshole has everything backed up online storage. Oh, just need a couple of hours to get past the security proto. He hushes, his voice breaking off the conversation. Digby quickly hands him the phone back. Zach slides it into his pocket out of sight. Kat's now wrapped in Digby's terry robe, her hair still wet from the shower. Standing watching them, she frowns. I hope you don't mind I borrowed this? She gestures to the soft gray hooded robe. It's much too big for her, but comfortable and so cozy, and the plus side, it smells of Digby, which for some reason helps her relax. Sure, it's fine. He kisses her forehead. So how are you feeling now? Yeah, I'm okay. I'd like to say better, but my head feels like I've been hit with a breech hammer. She forces a smile, which is more about making them feel okay than her. Deciding she needs a fresh coffee, she fills the machine with water, then fumbles with the filter before adding the ground coffee. She turns around, she knocks the mug from the counter, smashing it on the floor. Fuck, she curses. Oh hell, I'm sorry. Here, let me clear it up, you sit down. No, she snaps abruptly. No, I'm fine, I can do it myself. She bends, picking up the broken pieces. Her head aches. Fuck it. She sighs as she cuts her thumb. Then, nearly in tears, she relents. Slumping down, she just can't find the energy to do it. Kat, it's okay, leave it. It's fine. It's just a damn mug, no big deal. Yeah, okay. She sniffs, nodding as he helps her to her feet. She can't look at either of them in the eye, and quickly brushes a solitary tear from her cheek. She just feels so vulnerable, and it's not something she's ready for. Sorry, oh god, it's not me. I don't feel like me. Can't focus. And I can't damn well stop shaking. She sighs, throwing up her hands in frustration. She takes a deep breath as another tear rolls down her cheek. Hey, Zach says, smiling, attempting to ease some of the pressure he can see she's feeling. You know it's fine to feel this way, helpless and a little out of control. Someone hit me with a roofie once for a joke, and I can't tell you how shit I felt for a good couple of days. But you know that, right? I mean, you're a goddamn medic, so you're gonna know the effect of those drugs better than me. All I'm saying is go easy on yourself. No one here's Jin. Monroe did this, not you. Pep talk over, he smiles. Thanks, but well, I am judging me, she says. Calming herself, she nods, glancing up, and she catches him with a quick smile. Sorry, look, I know you mean well, but I just can't be feeling like this. Oh, you know what, just forget it. She takes a long, slow breath and looking at Digby. So what's going on with the cell phone? Cell? What do you mean? You know, when I came into the room, you stopped talking and you handed Zach a phone. So what's going on? Oh, it's nothing. Well, nothing for you to worry about anyways. He tries to bluff, but she's not buying it and frowns, watching their expressions, the side glances and nonverbal communication. Okay, Ryan. I've just been roofied. Please stop this bullshit and tell me what the fuck's going on. Look, it's nothing, oh hell, he says. It's embarrassingly dumb. Stupidly locked out my phone. You know, too many password attempts and boom. I'm locked out. I swear the damn thing hates me. Zach knows how much I can't stand tech stuff. Hell, that's his department, right? So he's gonna take a look and get me back in, it's no biggie. She frowns, not believing the story he's spinning. Something doesn't feel right, and she can tell he's lying by the subtle changes in the tone of his voice. Ryan, you seriously want me to believe that you got locked out of your phone? Yeah, 'cause that's what happened. He sighs, grinning, giving her another of his come play with me looks, hoping to divert her attention. Don't do that. She frowns, watching as the two of them shift and shuffle, giving sideways looks to each other. Okay, what is it? What's really going on? Folding her arms, she glances at them, looking one to the other. Not moving, she waits for a more plausible explanation. It doesn't come, and they both just stand there quiet. Okay, give me the damn phone. Come on, Zach, hand it over. I know you have it, because I saw you put it in your pocket. They both don't move, and she asks again. Zach, I said give me the goddamn phone. Zach sighs, slowly dragging the cell from his back pocket, reluctantly handing it over. Look, Kat, I'm gonna fix this, he stammers, getting ahead of any questions she might have. Fix what? When he doesn't answer, she raises her voice, though it makes her headache pulse. I said fix what? Well, I'm waiting, so one of you better tell me. Frustrated, she focuses on looking at the screen. It's unlocked. Zach took the password off, but right now he regrets doing that as he watches her scroll the messages and then the photo files. At first, she only sees the other women. What the hell is this? She looks up quizzically. Wait, are these women Monroe's been with? Zach shrugs. He doesn't know, but he guesses they are, and as she takes a breath, she's almost afraid to ask anything else. Oh, God, he's got photos of me on here. When the hell did he take? Oh no. She rubs her head as a vague memory flashed in her mind. Gripping tightly, she holds the phone as Digby tries to take it from her. Cat, give me the phone. You don't need to worry about this because Zach will get them deleted. All of them. I promise, like him, they'll be gone, erased. Deleted. She's so angry and embarrassed. Hurt and humiliated, her nose wrinkles as she tries to hide it, hitting the delete button again and again, sending them to the trash file. Frantically she tries to erase the evidence of last night's assault. No, I'll take them off myself. I don't want you. Don't want anyone to see these. Cat, just stop, alright? Zach gently pries the phone from her grasp. I need to get to the source, so it'll take a bit of time, but I'll fix it, I promise. You. She nods, taking a deep breath, trying desperately not to cry. Gee. Sucks in air, looking away so they don't see her. Hey, it's okay. Just let it out and then you'll feel better, Digby says. Let it out? What, cry like a girl, you mean? Prove you all right that I can't handle my shit? No, it's not me. I don't do this, hell, I'm stronger than this. But right now she doesn't feel strong, and the harder she tries to not show her feelings, the more her rage burns deep inside. Monroe has messed with her emotions, and now she is struggling with an inner turmoil, the voice of an angry demon kicking at her from inside, desperate to seek revenge on her perpetrator for making her feel this way. Gritting her teeth, there's a low growl of anger, and she shakes her head desperately, trying to resist the overwhelming urge to act on her emotions. Ryan frowns. He can see her emotional pain and the struggle she's having to control it. He's worried and grabs hold of her, wrapping her tightly in his arms. Hey, it's okay. Shush, just calm down, alright? It's okay to cry. It's just the drugs messing with you. Trust me, you're gonna be fine, but you need to calm down. No, she cries, leaning her forehead against his chest as he holds her. Shit. I'm sorry. She takes a breath and looks up. Sorry, goddammit. I'm always gonna be the weak link, right? With this team, it will always be me. Things like this, it wouldn't have happened to you, Zachas. It just wouldn't. You'd have stopped him and fought him off. Done something, not let him. Hey, come on, you're okay, but you're wrong. Hell, I wouldn't have been able to stop him if it were me. Cat, you're not thinking straight. He drugged you. Which means it wasn't a fair fight, and you had no way of defending yourself. Even me and Zach can't fight something like that. This is not your fault, you did nothing wrong. He's right, says a voice from the doorway loud and clear. This is on Monroe. Darius stands over them, folding his arms. The atmosphere always changes with his presence in the room, his imposing size. The air instantly cools and the hairs on her neck prickle as they always do when he's close by. She glances up, catching his gaze, the stare of his mauve eyes focused on hers. It lasts only a second, but it's so intense. She feels embarrassed because she so wanted to prove she could be strong, keep her head, and be one of this team. But so far she's failed in every way. In her mind she's proved nothing. You were right. When I arrived you told Edwards I would be no good in this team, and something like this, it proves it. I am a weakness, and that makes your team vulnerable. Darius laughs, almost sneering, his demeanor arrogant as he stands next to the couch chewing his peppermint gum, looking at her. That's what you really think. She nods, the frown etched into her face, and she's readily expecting a smug comment to come. After all, she'd already proved him correct. He grins. Well, that's just bullshit. For one thing, my team is never vulnerable, and second, I don't tolerate weak links. It's for me to find out. Few are one, by the way, and you can cut this bullcrap. This mess is on one person, and they're not in this room. So, shut the hell up and go get some rest. I just came over to let you all know that I'm kicking the exercise back a day. It'll give you a chance to recover. Seems only fair, and well, I don't want Digby to keep kicking my ass for not giving you a chance. Oh, and don't worry about Monroe, he's been taken care of. I gave him a warning. He Glances up at Zach and Digby. So trust me, he won't be bothering anyone. Again. She swallows. Her frustration has built to such a degree she feels sick again. She wants to rage and scream but can't, not with them all staring at her. Excuse me, I need to go and lay down, I'm feeling tired now. Zach's right. That drug. It's messing with me and I need to go sleep it off. Cat. Digby smiles. Take my bed. She frowns with concern and he knows what she's thinking. He laughs. No, I don't mean that. Just that it's bigger, more comfortable than that fold-out you're on. I'll get that sorted out today too. He says sympathetically. She takes a breath, looking at the others. On any other day she'd have refused his bed, thinking it was just his way of readying her for more sex. But the feel of space and the soft mattress, it's too much comfort to refuse. She nods and heads to the room opposite hers. The stare from the three pairs of pitying eyes is too much to deal with right now. She readily falls against the pillows, taking a deep breath and thinking how good the bed feels, so warm and comfortable, and just like his robe, the bed smells of Ryan. Closing her tired eyes, she buries her head against the pillow, absorbing his comforting familiar smell. She quickly falls asleep. Look, I gotta go, I've got a briefing with Edwards, Daria says. He might have something lined up once we get through this exercise. Diggs for today. You stay here, keep your eyes on her. And when I say keep eyes on, I don't mean horizontally on top of her, he says, rolling his eyes. Zach, round up. The others, you take lead. Get them to the shoot house, I'll meet you there as soon as I'm done. Hey D, Digby frowns. You gotta know she's strong. I don't know why the hell you can't see it, but there's a lot more to her than this. You've gotta know I'm right. Well, I hope you are, we'll see. You know I'm not going to go easy on her. Just because of this, I need to know for sure that she's not a weakness for this team. And that includes you. She'll be fine. She's got what it takes, I know she has. I've just gotta get her to prove it. All right. Well, I'm gone. And Zach, stop wasting time, get going. They both nod, watching as Darius leaves. So you want me to stay? Zach asks. No, you heard him, go get the others and I'll check on her. Yeah, sure, you check on her. Zach laughs. We'll talk about that other thing later. Get your mind out of the gutter, Ryan says. But yeah, keep that safe. For now, I need to think about how we sort that problem. Half asleep on the couch, headphones in and his eyes tight shut, Digby's nose itches and he sniffs. Taking a deep breath in, he sits upright and pulling the music out of his ears, he turns around. Cat scent overwhelms him. Hell, you smell good. He's confused, looking at her clothing, it's not the kind of attire he'd imagine her wearing. A short, plain black dress that fully buttons from the scoop neck to the hem. Her hair is tied up on top of her head. And she has a pair of white canvas sneakers on her feet. Wait, are you going somewhere? Yeah. I need some air and so I thought I might go for a run, shake this headache off. She smiles. You don't mind, do you? Mind? No, but, well, that's hardly the outfit for runnin'. He laughs, but then his face quickly changes to a frown. Baffled, he questions her more. Okay, what's going on? It's his turn to suspect her of not telling him everything. Run, walk, slip of the tongue, but does it matter? I told you I need some air. I might be a while, so if you're not here when I get back, it's fine. Hey, no, just wait up. How about I come with you? We can get some air together. He smiles, still curious about what she's doing. I just think maybe it's not a good idea if you go out by yourself, not till that sedative wears off. Please. I'll be fine, I promise, and it's just something I have to do on. Well, I need to do it by myself and so you can't come. Sorry. Why? Cat, what the hell are you up to? Please just don't make this an issue. I need to clear my head and work through a few things. Trust me, I'll be fine. I do trust you, but why won't you trust me? I can't, I'm sorry, not with this. You wouldn't understand. Look, I need to go. Staring as he reads her expression and body language, he sighs. Yeah, sure I would. Maybe you don't know me as well as you think. He picks up his keys. I know somewhere we can go, be alone. Somewhere you can run in peace, somewhere no one will see. He smiles, holding the door open. Just say the word, I'm ready. Swallowing nervously, she takes a deep breath, and as she does, the heady scent of his aftershave prickles her nostrils. Its heavy musk tone makes her high. And then, opening her eyes wide, staring, they both focus on each other. His Ice blue eyes glow brightly as he concentrates on the cool jewel green of hers. And she smiles, biting her lip nervously, a coy drop of her head as she bows, teasing him before her eyes meet his again. She makes a quiet snarl as she nods. Okay. Suddenly, it's like she's had a revelation. Taking a breath, she steps closer. Inches in front of him, her eyes focusing on his face and drawing a mental picture of what she sees. She imprints it into her mind. He takes a deep breath and closes his eyes. The prickling sensation of her touch on his cheek, her fingers stroking the side of his face is nice and he grins. Okay, come on.